Zoom in.
Yeah,
Okay, could you announce me again?
No.
Fuck.
No, I'm joking. Guys, for the
I was kind of a bit, yeah.
guys, big round of applause for Brendan Morris, everybody.
Thank you very much. How are we all doing tonight, guys? Fantastic. That was very good. I like that about the jockeys. But Oliver, that was a fun fact. He's entranced. Never mind. You do not look like an optometrist, man.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
You get that a lot.
Yeah.
Do you get that at the end of your sessions when you come into focus and they're like, holy shit, you're not what I thought you would look like at all. Oh my goodness.
No, not at the end, but like, yeah, that would be really entertaining if it was.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense. Yeah. Thank you. I have contact lenses in at the moment, so I deal with a lot of optometrists. Yeah. You look more like a guitarist or something. Like. You do like that? Yeah, me too. But likewise, I kind of just looked so much like I play guitar. I had to learn how to play guitar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everyone would always just be like, "Oh, you play guitar, don't you?" And I'm like, "Oh, fuck, no." God damn. I'm not as good at guitar as I look like I am, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I only started learning over COVID, so I'm like, you know what I mean? But what's your name, my man?
I'm Ezra.
Ezra, of course it is. Could I ask your name, Ezra?
Sorry,
could I ask you a question, Ezra?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have any pet peeves?
Pet peeves?
Like things that annoy you, like kind of niggle at you, kind of get on your nerves?
I would say people that like chew with their mouth open.
Chew with their mouth open. Yeah, that's fair. That's really annoying. Yeah.
Sure.
Can I tell you one of mine?
Yeah.
Great. So one of mine is like, you know when you get on the tube and it's like a really busy, or any public transport, and it's just really like a really packed, it's busy, you know what I mean? And someone like has their bag, you know, like on one of the only available seats. It really gets on my nerves because I want to sit down so I can play my music out loud. You know what I mean? It's so inconsiderate because like people like what I'm doing. You know what I mean? People enjoy the way I'm living my life. You know? People are always like, "Who is this guy?" You know? Who is this conductor of the vibes? You know? Who is this siren singing songs from his Samsung? You know? You get on the overground, right? It's busy, okay? You need a moment of silence to yourself. Guess what? The rude sandstorm. You get on the tube, okay? You need a moment to yourself. You got a busy day at work ahead. You're trying to look over your meeting notes. Guess what? Blue dabba dee dabba da. You and your significant other, you get onto a bus. You're trying to speak in hushed tones. This is an important conversation. It's make or break. Guess who's come to play? LMFAO. Oh, we got the whole party rock anthem. You're welcome. Grace Kelly, Crazy Frog remix. You're welcome. I believe in a thing called love. Crazy Frog remix. Bad electronic music. You're welcome. Crazy Frog remix. Why don't you like me? Why don't you like me? Whoa, what am I doing wrong? I'm doing everything right. I don't understand. I'm playing music out loud on the tube. I scream in every gym that I go to. My profile picture is a Ferrari. What am I doing? Who the fuck is Angela? You know what I mean? I go to every single pub and she somehow cockblocks me. Who is she? Who is this woman? Well, like, did you ever notice you don't meet many people called Barack? It's weird, right? It's weird because like you'd think there was one, right? There was one very popular one, right? And you'd think that like it would catch on, you know what I mean? You think you'd know at least a couple of other Baracks, you know what I mean? But I personally don't know any Baracks. You know, they say when Game of Thrones was like at its hype, that Daenerys was like one of the most popular new baby names. And you guys, look, I'm gonna let you know, I actually work in the education system, alright? Every second kid is called Barack. I swear to God, no, guys, there's a bunch of 9-year-old Baracks just like in the wings, on the way, okay? And every other kid, Daenerys. You know what I mean? That's what's coming your way, you guys. That's what the next generation has in store. I say like I work in the education system because this is the thing, guys. Okay, like I'm a teacher, but I'm not like a classroom teacher. You know what I mean? I'm an extracurricular drama teacher. Okay, so I'm like that guy who like, you know, when like I do my best work in church halls. You know what I mean? Like recreational spaces. You know, I'm that guy who like, you know, when you're like have assembly in primary school, and the teachers are like, oh, we got a very special guest coming in here today, and some dickhead in a cowboy hat just stumbles in, he's like, howdy y'all, we're all gonna learn about irrigation and mental well-being, right? He fucking chases you around the hall for like 30 minutes, you learn a dance, you learn a song, you don't remember one fact about irrigation by the end of it. That's how I make my money, you guys. That is my bread and butter. I am sitting in the staff room dressed as Peter Pan, just trying to eat my overnight oats and not make eye contact with Sylvia, because she was an actor too. They fucking all were, Because that's the thing, you guys, okay? Here in London, okay, there are a lot of jobs for actors. You'll notice I said jobs for actors, not the same as acting jobs. No. They're two very separate things, okay? It's like, oh, you want to be an actor, okay? That means you have, absolutely no volume control and no self-respect. You can, how about we dress you in a teddy bear outfit? You can, accost people in Tottenham Court Road. You could be a bartender, but with an accent, you that's immersive theater jive, you could, juggle children. That's my gig. That's my gig, guys. Child juggling. That's my job. One of the things you got to do when you're a drama teacher, right, is during shows, right, all the kids are just kind of lined up, and you gotta you gotta keep them, doing the same thing. So I gotta do a bunch of actions, okay? So when I do this, all the kids do that. When I do that, all the kids do that, okay? And sometimes I just kind of drift off. And I come to, and I just see a bunch of 7-year-olds doing their best impression of a bisexual stoner in their mid-20s, you know what I mean? They're all just fucking... And then I am horrified. I'm like, Barack, come on, and by extension, they're all horrified, You ever see a 7-year-old with a look of existential dread, It's hilarious. They have no idea what's going on, but they're horrified. It's like seeing a dog trying to understand the internet. But sometimes kids ask you the realest questions in the whole world. They're just like, Brendan, what is blue? Brendan, what's that red stuff on your neck? Brendan, why is my grandmother dead? You gotta shoot straight with kids. You just gotta tell them, blue is a color, it's acne, and Barack, your grandmother is dead. Because you haven't been learning your lines, buddy. Come on. Thank you very much, guys. I've been Brendan Moore. Thank you.
Brandon, everybody. Oh, guys, I have a joke about it. There's two, actually.